biggest mistakes that dog parents make?
People don't plan these things in advance,
Okay.
and then they suddenly realize that they need a boarding facility.
मतलब कुछ must haves बताइए जो एक boarding facility में होने चाहिए.
It's the right staff, because at the end of the day, they'll be spending the most time with your pets.
What are the emergency protocols that ideally should be followed?
Because also the thing in our country is there's no standards set given by the government that these are the things you have to follow to open a boarding facility. The pet has to be very comfortable with the space. You can't just leave them in a strange place and expect that they'll be happy. Your focus is on dog's welfare, rather than your convenience. We have refused in those kind of cases. Then also if dogs are too aggressive, which may not do very well in a social setup, we have refused them.
Right.
A dog, you're taking them for a leash walk, and if a dog is barking at other dogs, it doesn't mean he's aggressive.
One habit every pet parent should adopt.
Walk your own dogs. Stop asking others to do it.
Best advice. Hi everyone. Welcome to the MyPetStory Podcast. Today we have Sandeep Jakhar with us, who's the owner of Tail Club. Let me tell you something about Tail Club in the first place. Tail Club has evolved beyond a boarding facility and into what is described as a dog-first community. There you will find a dog park, daycare, grooming, boarding, cafe, swimming pool, all spread across 1.5 acres of land. So you name it and you have it. So we are so delighted to have Sandeep with us. Welcome, Sandeep.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Sandeep, what is the story behind Tail Club? Can you tell us a bit about that?
So I think just like every pet business out there, my story also started with my own pet, Pepper. So when I adopted her, is for the first time when I took her to a dog park. So that's where I drew the inspiration for setting up a space like this. But obviously over the years, it has really evolved, because originally we just opened as a cafe and a park. Then we added daycare and boarding, grooming as we went along. So it was never an idea from the beginning, how big it has become now.
Okay.
But we started very small. But as I said, it has evolved over the years, coming from the feedback from the customers themselves, and also how we saw as a pet business, how we should grow in that direction. So yeah, this is what you see today.
तो आपको कैसे पता चला कि this is going to be no longer a passion and it's going to be more of a full-time thing that you want to do?
I think the moment we started getting dogs for boarding, things changed a little bit because it was a huge responsibility. In a cafe and a park, usually people visit with their pets and they leave with their pets. But once they start leaving their dogs or their pets with you, the responsibility is on you. So that's where the onus comes on the business. And that's where I think the things get serious, because we are taking responsibility of a living being.
Correct.
And people are trusting you with
Correct.
that.
Correct.
So from their health, from their food habits, their behavioral things, everything is your responsibility. So I think the moment we started doing boardings, it became a serious work for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So, now coming to dogs, I mean, someone we both love. After interacting with so many dogs, what have dogs taught you about humans?
A lot of things. I feel humans in that sense are very complicated. Dogs are very present in the moment, whereas we as humans, we usually either living in the past or we are thinking a lot about the future. So I think that's a very important lesson we can all learn from the dogs, that one has to be in the present and live in the present.
What are the biggest mistakes that dog parents make?
See, I can talk from the perspective of a boarding and a daycare facility.
बिल्कुल.
I usually recommend people that you visit a few times, before you board or leave your pet with us for daycare. People don't plan these things in advance.
Okay.
So they usually come at the last moment when they're planning to travel or there's an emergency at home, and then they suddenly realize that they need a boarding facility. So I feel that's a wrong approach
Okay.
towards something like this, and you usually have to plan these things in advance.
Okay.
So I always recommend people that make your pet comfortable with a boarding facility, because you never know, you might need it in the future.
करेक्ट. मतलब कुछ मस्ट हैव्स बताइए जो एक बोर्डिंग फैसिलिटी में होने चाहिए.
I think the biggest thing that I feel is the right staff, because at the end of the day, they'll be spending the most time with your pets. So make sure there's adequate staff,
Okay.
and they are sensitive enough and compassionate enough
Okay.
to be with your dog.
Okay.
So staff, their training, these things are very important. Then the infrastructure itself, the facility, are the rooms air conditioned or not? How are the hygiene conditions in the facility? Is there open space for them to step out of the rooms? And
वेट वगैरह का.
vet on call, or if there is one paravet on the facility itself or not available. So I think these are few things which are like definitely the most important things.
करेक्ट. सो ये चेकलिस्ट है which everyone should see before they decide to drop their
Yeah, and
pet.
I think you should always go out, look and compare, because also the thing in our country is there's no standard set of running a boarding facility or a document given by the government that these are the things you have to follow to open a boarding facility. So everyone is doing their own things.
Okay, okay.
So I think pet parents should step out, go out, meet more people, see more boarding facilities, and decide what's best for your pet.
Okay. And I remember in our conversation you had mentioned कि पहले एक बार दिखा देना चाहिए उनको. They should come with the pet.
Absolutely.
And only then they should leave the pet overnight.
Yes, because the thing is ki the pet has to be very comfortable with the space. You can't just leave them in a strange place and expect that they'll be happy. Especially dogs, because they're very emotional beings. So we have to make sure that they're comfortable, they know the people they want to stay with. So a couple of visits help them adapt with the facility. Yeah.
Okay, great. So what do responsible dog parents do differently? What do you see them doing differently?
I think responsibility basically stems where your focus is on dog's welfare, rather than your convenience.
Okay.
A lot of pet parents, what they do is, as I said earlier as well, they'll not make enough visits for the pet to make them comfortable because it's inconvenient for them.
To come and come again. And
Yeah, and spend more time with your pets and stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of times they also send staff,
Oh,
which I understand. It's not a bad thing, but you yourself have to be involved in the process.
okay.
Because if tomorrow there are any shortcomings or there's any feedback, you're aware, where you've kept your pet and how they got being taken care of.
Okay.
So I think responsible pet parenting starts when you focus on your dog's welfare, and I think that's what I recommend everybody.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Great. Leaving a dog behind from a pet, like a dog parent's perspective, leaving a dog behind creates a lot of guilt. So how do you build that trust with the, pet parent?
I think you have to spend time with them. So you meet the pet parents. So now it's a bit difficult. Now we have a lot of dogs coming in. But initially when I started, I knew all the dogs who were coming in, all the pet parents. Even now I try to meet most of them whenever I can.
Okay.
And they have a lot of questions. So once you have that interaction with them and you basically make them comfortable through those answers for their questions, and also we keep it as a very open format. So we are not very close that you're not allowed to go see the boarding facility, you're not allowed to see the boarding rooms. So once they see that there is honesty, there's transparency, I think that helps a lot in that building that trust. And also when they see how you or your staff is interacting with the dogs, so you don't leave your dog straight away in the boarding, you first come visit the cafe and park, just for a small
And the pool,
day
I
out,
think
and
I've
swimming
seen
pool as
the
well.
pool. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So just spend an hour or two there. There itself you'll get to know how we are handling dogs, and that tells a lot about a boarding facility. So when you see the other dogs who are there already in the boarding facility, you get an idea how they are treated there and how they are kept there.
Right.
And then you can take a call if you feel comfortable or not. So that really builds up the trust, the transparency factor of it.
Okay. And Have you ever had to refuse a pet parent for hosting their dog, boarding their dog?
Right. So in certain cases we have, for example, as I was mentioned earlier, you can't straight away walk into a boarding and expect us to take in your pet for boarding, because we usually recommend a couple of visits.
Okay.
We have to know the dog,
Right.
take care of them. So we have refused in those kind of cases. Then also if dogs are too aggressive, which may not do very well in a social setup, we have refused them. But at the same time, sometimes few dogs are kind of considered aggressive, or considered a bit anxious to be in a boarding setup. So we have also helped and worked with these kind of dogs, where
Okay,
the pet
great.
parents thought that the dog is really aggressive and they may not do very well. But once we meet the dog is how we assess them
Okay.
and how they're going to do in a boarding.
Okay.
So in that case, we have also worked with a lot of dogs and cases.
So people who have dogs, who are not so social, they can also kind of depend on
Because
you
until you
guys.
visit your and you make your dog meet other dogs, or you take them to a facility like that, you will never know how the
Right.
dog is. A
Right.
dog, you're taking them for a leash walk, and if a dog is barking at other dogs, it doesn't mean he's aggressive.
Got it. Got it. Sure. So, and my next question is, with at your facility or in any facility across India, what are the emergency protocols that ideally should be followed?
See, emergency protocols, primarily it comes to the health and the safety of a pet. So at a very basic level, the first thing is a first aid kit you should have for minor bruises, scratches, nips. You should be able to,
Handle
do the
that.
dressing and
Right.
take care of that on the facility itself.
Right.
If you have a paravet on board on the facility, amazing, because they'll be able to do much better. They can do injectables, they can do drip medication on the recommendation of a vet.
Right.
So they're trained to do that.
Okay.
Third, a vet on call, or a vet facility or a clinic nearby where you can take the dog in the case of an medical emergency. So you should have a facility where that is possible.
Correct.
You should not wait for something to get worse.
Correct. Correct.
And at the same time, keeping the pet parents informed parallelly, whatever is happening. Because at the end of the day, no matter how good a facility is, a dog can fall sick even at home.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
same in a boarding facility as well. They might fall sick, they might get into a scuffle with some other dog, trying to be naughty. So these kind of things do happen.
Right.
But these right things and kind of how you take care of those situations is more important
Correct.
in my.
Also, I think, dogs have, of course, all pets have dietary preferences.
Yes.
So, it's very important to make sure that pet parent
Absolutely.
informs and.
Absolutely. So dietary preferences, also behavioral things which we ask the parents to, kind of
Okay.
keep a check on.
Okay.
Any medications the dog is on, any allergies we should be aware of.
Okay.
So all those things we do ask pet parents before they leave their pets with us.
Nice. And how many years has Tail Club been in existence now?
We are just completing 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, there a lot of times pet parents are not able to take their dogs out much, especially in the rainy season or if it's very cold. What do you recommend that they can do to keep the pets active and alert and happy?
Right. So, see, physical stimulation is one thing. Another thing is mental stimulation, which is equally important, I feel, and a lot of people miss out on that. So, in that situation, how My Pet Story has a lot of toys and interactive toys, which can be very useful if you're not able to take your pet out that often. So, as long as those toys are used in the right way, they can provide great mental stimulation to the pets who are not able to step out of the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, interactive toys is a great idea. And since you mentioned them, I also want to share with our audience that at My Pet Story, we have wonderful toys, curated toys, which are really, bound to be loved by your dogs. And also, My Pet Story is just not a toys or an accessories online store.
Right.
Our vision is also to make it a one-stop shop where if you come on it, you will definitely gain some insights, some knowledge about pet parenting, about keeping your pets healthy and happy. So I really hope that at My Pet Story, we are able to fulfill that vision and every day we are, moving towards that.
Great.
So now coming to the rapid fire round.
Right.
Which is your favorite dog breed?
Indies for sure.
Indies for sure. Same. Mine too.
Desi log, desi dog.
Best होते हैं वो, most resilient and loving.
Absolutely.
I think. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
One product that every dog parent must own.
A very good pair of leash with a collar and harness, because I feel people sometimes ignore it, but it is one of the most important tools, I think.
So there are several kind of leashes that are there
Yeah.
in the market. Which one would you recommend? Like,
I mean, it depends again from dog to dog, but I think a good quality pair of harness and leash
is
is
very important. One habit every pet parent should adopt.
Walk your own dogs. Stop asking others to do it.
Best advice.
Yeah, because that's only how you'll get to know, and that's also kind of very important time you can spend with your pets.
For bonding.
For dogs, yeah, for the bonding.
One message you'd like to give pet parents.
Message. Spend as much time as you can with your pets. Go out with them often. Travel with them if you can. If you can't, there are always boarding facilities for that. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge responsibility. So don't just bring a dog to have a dog, but unless you are ready for that kind of a commitment, and if you have that much of a compassion and love to give to the dogs. So I think, yeah, that's what.
Great. My final question is, share a few words about Tail Club.
Tail Club, I mean, it has completely changed my life. But again, I think the credit for that goes to Pepper rather than Tail Club, because Pepper की वजह से Tail Club बना था. If I had not adopted a dog, I think I would not have gone into that direction at all, because I was into a corporate job earlier. So it feels like a dream even today after 8 years. It has completely changed my life, and for good, I would say. So Tail Club, I feel, has made me learn a lot, especially being around dogs. But at the same time, we are also trying to create that community and culture where people can, understand more about dogs, and they can be more sensitive and compassionate toward other animals. So I feel it's a very important part of my life, Tail Club, and I'll always recommend people to just drop in and say hi.
Great. Thank you. It was wonderful having you,
Thank you.
Sandeep.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for being a part of
Appreciate it.
this.
Thank you.
Thank you.